Hi, this is Sue. I'm over in Perth in Western Australia and it's really bright, as you can tell. I've taken my sunnies off just for you, Joyce, and friends. I'm in Perth, Western Australia, and today the weather is actually looking like it's going to try and be spring. So I work at Edith Cowan University, and I'll just show you a bit of the campus. So this is our head campus here. You can see building 1. This is our head office. And behind me is the Faculty of Business and Law, and I work up in this building here on level 3. Right up here in the corner, up there, in an office. And I overlook quite a nice view on the other side, which drove me nuts yesterday with chainsaws and whatnot. So I thought I would do this out here for you, Joyce, with a bit of a nice view instead of someone's crappy office and a computer screen for a change. So what do? Well, I quite often ask myself that. I've had a few career changes. I started as a marine biologist, and I've spent, this is nearly up to 6 years here at Edith Cowan University. I did a number of years as a senior professional development officer, working in HR and staff development in quite a strategic role, and I've spent about the last year and a half as the manager of staff development in quite a strategic role, aligning workforce capability to organisational outcomes and trying to do that in quite a flexible manner. And given I've got quite a geek streak, looking at trying to create efficiencies through technology as well. And in June my position came redundant when we went through quite a big change management process, and now I'm up in the Faculty of Business and Law, and I'm back into the lecturing game, which I haven't done for a few years, and I'm quite loving it until I decide what I want to do. But I hate marking. And I'm trying to find a way of doing that better with technology as well. So you've got quite a long list here in 4 to 5 minutes, so you'll just have to put up with however long it takes me, basically. Okay, how has my PLN affected my learning? Massively. I think in the last 2 years, since I have really discovered this whole world of social networking and really connected to, I guess Twitter is the main driver, and discovered this whole world of social networks in my professional network. I have learned more professionally than I have from any workshop, course, degree, ever. I learn so much every day just by having Twitter up and following links, going and reading and speaking to people. It's quantum leaps of learning. It's absolutely phenomenal. I can't say how much, and people who say they don't have time, I was trying to tell a colleague's wife who's a teacher. She goes, oh, I don't have time. And I said, it's 140 characters. You have time to go to workshops for 3 hours where you don't learn, you don't come back to the workplace, you don't apply the learning, which is a sign of it. This is 140 characters. How can you not have time for 140 characters? And yet the tangible applied benefits are so significant. So it's affected it massively, and particularly since the benefits are you can actually see the impact in the work, where it changes the way I work, it changes the way my colleagues work, it changes the way I've got my parents doing things. I've got my parents blogging Flickr sites, their friends doing stuff. It's just kind of crazy. There's flow effects everywhere. Affected my practice. Well, I've just said some of that, but I'll talk about that in the context of using technology in teaching and educational practice and adapting it to the 21st century. As I said, I hadn't taught for a number of years. It had been, well, best part of 6 years. And when I left teaching and learning many years ago in my marine biology aquaculture role, while I was doing a lot of e-learning and online kind of stuff, we were really only just, big sun, really only just exploring the early use of voice online. I'm talking very early use of Wimber, very early use of Illuminate, still on dial-up. You just didn't go near video. So it was, to come in 6 years later and have things like wikis and podcasts and YouTube and just, like the list that is just this long, has been really exciting, and I haven't even had to think twice about it. I've just taken to it like a duck to water.
I have been, so for example, I've got most of my students are online, and which is what I wanted. And I mean, I know it's more work in essence, but I engage with those students a lot more rapidly, I feel. It's a natural environment for me. So every week at the beginning of the week, I've been doing a video like this with my little mini flip vid. This is a really pocket size, handbag size, full high definition video camera. It cost me $500 when I bought it. Now it's like $250. Go figure. And it loads straight to YouTube. And I do a video and say, okay, hi guys, this is what we're doing for the week. This is the weather. This is what's happening. I might interview one of the staff and get them to meet the staff that they'll be doing stuff with over the coming semesters, and they love that. And at the end of the week, I'll do a little podcast, which might just be audio, and just talk about a summary of the week and what happened and what's going on in people's lives and things that were happening. So they really find that a great connect. We get them using different things. We have them using the wikis. We have them using obviously discussion boards. Kind of so I have discussion boards right now with 90 students on them. Oh my god! And so we are getting them to use different technologies. We're getting them to use voice over PowerPoint, where we are getting them to mix it up a bit and apply the new stuff. It does their heads in a bit, but they are persistent. And I even had a little Illuminate session for a little emergency tutorial when referencing made their heads explode all over the wall one night. So and they adapted to that really easily, actually. So I was surprised. Yeah, that was good. They know whining and moaning and carrying on, and just got into it, and it was absolutely fantastic to see. So adapting it has been really good. The hard bit about it has been organisationally. I actually got smacked for it, for breaching a policy that doesn't exist and hasn't been written yet. Go figure. So I'll probably even get in trouble for saying that, because they'll find this. So hi guys. And I'll have to take this down. So what you'll find is that a lot of organisations are still coming to terms with these current technologies and how to manage brands and how to manage image and intellectual property and things like that. So while some of the educators are out there adapting, there's all the other organisational issues that sit around it. Now, some are really cutting edge, like IBM and Google, and have adapted in the early days, like 2006. It's only 3 years ago. But big monoliths, educational institutions, ironically, are slow to come to the party. So Google Wave is due to come out today. 100,000 beta licenses, invites are coming out, and we're still struggling to get Illuminate in 6 years later. So buggered if I know when we'll even be allowed to use something like Google Wave here. So you can be cutting edge all you want and try to use stuff. And the students can be ready for it, but organisationally, you need to have champions at the top to really make some of those shifts, and you've got to have IT on board as well. Though our IT are pretty good, I must say. People whinge and moan, but I still think from where I came from, my last organisation, I reckon these guys here are really fantastic. I really do. Most fruitful connection. Look, I don't really think I can say that in all honesty, because every connection I've got is of value to me in some way in my network. They all mean different things, they all offer different things at different times, and they all have different values at different times depending on what is going on and what you need. And that's the power of the network. So, I mean, in your network, every person isn't everything to you all the time. Different people are different things to you at different times. So I don't believe there is such a thing as a most fruitful connection. And if I said it, I'd probably be belted by Sue Waters anyway. Long story. Words of encouragement. Just keep at it. You're never going to get there if you don't put your foot on the road. And there's a really good, I think it was Dana Boyd, quite an inspirational researcher in America who did her PhD on social media and youth. I think it was based around MySpace originally when it came out. And I believe I think it was her, it could have been someone else, so I may be incorrect, but it was something about you need to actually write yourself into being in cyberspace. So to actually be and exist and get out there, you need to actually participate. So, for example, Twitter is my most powerful application for me in terms of my professional network. Facebook is just friends. I don't consider that, for me, a professional network thing. But for Twitter, you can't just observe and lurk. You have to participate. You have to actually speak to people, engage with people. You have to comment on blogs. You have to write on wikis. Unless you engage and write and participate, you don't exist. So, good luck.